Welcome to Dating Unlocked, the show where queers find love, a hookup, or anything in between. I'm your host, Yaz, and if I'm being honest, I haven't always been graceful at asking people to leave my house after a hookup, but today's dater, Jamal, has had these conversations plenty of times. This charming gay verse can usually tell that he's super into someone if he asks them to stick around after a play session. And if he asks you to stay the night, then he is definitely into you. They're not really about following traditional relationship scripts, so we're hoping that he and one of today's daters get a little lucky and end up writing their own story.
It don't have to be serious, I'm just a little curious, can't get enough, dating unlocked.
I'm Jamal. I was born in Toronto, and I'm a correctional officer and model agent. While my face may say otherwise, I'm a very free-spirited person. I don't like to take myself too seriously, and trust me, it's just resting bitch face. Some of my hobbies include photography, hiking, going to the gym, camping, being lazy on a resort with a cocktail. As long as I'm surrounded by good company, it's something I'm down for. A partner for me, they need to be someone who has a strong personality, is fun yet has their laid-back moments, understands the importance of vibing as friends as well as lovers, and of course is open-minded. I'm hoping to find a love that fits and feels right, and I'm open to however that may look.
Welcome to the show, Jamal. You ready to get flirty?
I think so.
In terms of your dating experience, have you typically met a lot of people in person? Are you doing a lot of online dating?
I don't meet people in person. Even if I'm going to the club and stuff, no one approaches me.
Do you think it's because you're intimidating?
That's what I get, but I don't think I'm intimidating. I think that's, and I think that's a bullshit excuse.
Okay, well, before we get to meet the daters in person, we're gonna watch the videos of the 4 people that we've selected for you based on what you said your interests are, what you're looking for. I think that we did a really good job. I hope that you're happy with it.
I hope so.
And then you're gonna go ahead and select 3 of the 4 daters that you'd like to meet in person.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Let's roll the tapes.
Hi, my name is Steve, I'm 22, and I'm actually pursuing a master in artificial intelligence. I'm the French guy, je pourrais vous parler français toute la journée. My English may not be perfect, but I'm not that bad. Spontaneous, curious, I'm the guy who loves trying new things. I think ordinary is just boring. I love showing off my physical attributes, my body. That's me.
What are your first impressions of Steve?
I like that he doesn't take himself so seriously.
Yeah, very playful.
Other than that, I'm still curious to see like what it is that he actually looks for in a partner, because he didn't speak about that. It was more so just about the fact that he's confident, he likes his body, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, let's see what the other daters have to say.
Let's talk about dating. In terms of red flags on dates, this one guy told me that he didn't like music at all. I was like, how could you not like any music? Do you just live your life in silence? I personally feel like intellectual attraction needs to be there. Like, I have dated people before that are like more than conventionally attractive, but then I talk to them and for me, I'm like, it's like talking to a wall. And it freaks me out because you know what? Looks fade, but I want somebody that I can like grow with and kind of just like keep talking to about like all the things. Like there's so much to talk about.
So what were your thoughts on Sam?
I like Sam. We're kind of on the same wavelength there. Like with communication and how important communication is and just having an intellectual connection, completely agree. And I feel like that's the #1 reason why I haven't gotten into a relationship.
You're looking for something deeper.
Yes, how else is it gonna last, right?
Yeah, okay, fair.
Yes.
We've got 2 more daters for you to take a look at. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Most of the men I engage with, there's usually some increment of physicality, whether it's visual reference, their body, their aesthetic. I tend to be a bit shallow when it comes to that genuine interest point. I think that also lends to the fact that like I haven't been in a long-term dedicated relationship with another man at this point in time in my life. So I'd like to be able to express myself more, meet someone who I could possibly, be vulnerable with, but most importantly, just see where it goes.
Okay, what were your first impressions?
Red flag has never been in a relationship.
Okay, just right off the bat, red flag.
Red flag. But I like the fact that he wants to experience it, and I like the fact that he wants to experience being his authentic self. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. We've still got 1 more
Okay.
dater for you to meet.
My name is Darius. I'm 34 years of age. So just a little bit about myself. Been dating around quite a bit, but I just never had any successes in terms of finding someone to settle down with. A big thing that I'm looking for in a romantic relationship right now is definitely communication. I think love comes during bad times. I always believe that through bad times, It reveals, the love and care that someone has for another person, because love can stand the test of time, while infatuation just naturally dies out after, after that initial attraction wears off. So there you go.
Okay, first impressions of Darius.
He's a little figured out for me. It makes me intimidated because now I'm bouncing off the wall, and here you are kind of just like.
I know that sometimes just like meeting people in this way isn't like a ton of information, but it is all that you get before having to make a decision about which 3 of these 4 people you'd like to meet in person today.
Yes.
So what's your gut saying?
I'm gonna say Sam, Steve, and Addie.
Tell us a little bit more about why you didn't end up choosing Darius today.
There's something about Darius that's just not connecting with me. I need someone that's free-spirited. I need someone that's just kind of just loose and just willing to have fun, and I didn't get that from that video.
Okay, well, thank you for making a decision. Are you feeling fun and flirty now?
I think so.
Okay, I hope so.
We'll get
'cause
there.
We're gonna go meet them literally right now. Welcome. Okay, everyone, this is our main dater today, Jamal. Jamal, here are your dater selections in person. What are you noticing?
They're all really cute. Each of them has a different personality, and I like it. I like what I see, for sure. I definitely know Addie from many, many years ago. We go way back. I want to say at least like 6, 8 years ago.
And what are you noticing about Jamal?
Super handsome, that's for sure.
Jamal was the last person that I'd expect to see. We had basically dated when I was in university, hadn't seen him in several years, so definitely a shocker to kind of run into him.
I'm definitely getting confidence, which I love. I love someone that can just be themselves, and we're kind of twinning with the kind of sheer moment here and there, so connection right there.
Yeah, I liked a lot his body.
So we're gonna start getting to know one another with a segment called Guess Who. Each of you have given me a secret statement about yourselves. I'm gonna read them out and Jamal's gonna try and guess who said what. Number 1, this person is studying artificial intelligence and doesn't mind a little drama in a relationship to keep things interesting. This person has a really long tongue. And finally, this person's favorite aesthetic is soft, elven prints. Okay, so is there one that's standing out like, yeah, I think I know that one confidently?
Long tongue, I would say Addie. Curious to ask, but do you know what elven prints are?
Cute, elf, lots of layers, maybe like earthy tone. Yeah, you're gonna say it's Steve?
Steve, and then the last one was artificial intelligence, was
Yeah,
it?
you're gonna think that's Sam? Okay, close. Addie, we're gonna see your tongue now.
I wasn't surprised when he automatically knew that was me.
Long tongue, but you did get these 2 swapped. Okay, so let's learn a little bit more about this soft elven prince aesthetic.
I love the aesthetics of like a prince, like a crown, a really dramatic outfit. And then adding a little bit of elf adds like a little bit of like like you're in the forest and you're
You're like communal living, but a crown.
Exactly.
Okay, and tell us more about your work in AI.
I'm still in the university back to Quebec, and I just finished my master degree, and I'm just looking for opportunities, and just why I'm come in Toronto.
So you've got some more insight now, but perhaps not enough to be able to narrow it down confidently. So we're gonna keep getting to know these 3 daters with a game.
Okay, let's go.
Should we go play?
Let's go.
Dating unlocked. It don't have to be serious. I'm just curious.
We're gonna keep getting to know one another with a game. I'm gonna have you just do a couple stretches on your own for a moment. So we're gonna bring back a classic from last season that was really fun for me to watch. We are gonna play a game of Twinster, which is Twister, but for the gays. So essentially what's gonna happen is I'm gonna spin the wheel, it'll land on a color, it'll designate right hand, left hand, right foot, left foot. You will find yourselves in all kinds of assorted positions. And then at that point, I will ask you some tantalizing questions about yourselves. So a little bit of multitasking, and it'll be really fun. Let's begin. Oh yeah, okay, so everybody, right hand on the lightest purple.
When it came out and that we were playing this game, I was like, oh, okay, like this is gonna be really funny. And I think that it's like a great way for us to like break the ice like physically.
Let's start with the question. Jamal, what's the hottest sex dream you've ever had?
Probably being on vacation, me as the primary boy, and a bunch of random dudes
Love it. Sounds hot to me.
My favorite part about Twinster was the questions. Everyone hearing my crazy answers off of first impressions, but it was fun.
Steve, what do you like most about Jamal's body?
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. I mean, I like everything, but if I have to choose, I'm gonna say the muscles.
The muscles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the game, I was really close to Jamal. It was really sensual because I was into his body. A lot of things was in my mind when I was in that position.
Sam, what is your favorite kind of foreplay?
Kissing, making out, kind of cuddling and holding each other, body contact.
Love that. Okay, let's get you moving. We're gonna do right foot on gold. Feel free to help each other out, give each other strategies. Addie, what kind of texter are you?
I'm a texter that will text you back immediately.
Oh, always?
Yeah.
Being that closer, kind of in that intimate space with everyone really made me feel comfortable, if anything else. I think it was a great icebreaker just to be with, kind of open. We're all kind of flexing on each other. And I felt it kind of brought a lot of the tension down that I had initially seeing Jamal for the first time.
Let's do right hand on the darkest purple. My darkest purple! Addie, out! Speed, out! Speed round, ready. Left foot, lightest yellow.
It's funny because when we're playing this game and it's so physical, I feel like people might give even more honest answers because you're thinking about your physical body in the space that it is playing this game.
Last question. Sam, describe your dating personality in 3 words.
I would say adventurous, empathetic, and considerate.
Okay, and Jamal, last question. What's the wildest place you've ever hooked up?
Probably some bush.
Well, I learned that Jamal really likes public play.
Okay, round of applause. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you for entertaining my inner sadist and suffering like that. I'm glad that you had a chance to learn a little bit more. We are at an interesting point, though, where you are gonna have to make a choice of which 2 daters you'd like to continue getting to know today.
I can't take 3?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm not feeling that generous
No.
today, sorry.
Definitely take Sam. And then I'm gonna have to say Addie. I'm sorry, Steve.
It's okay.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
I was shocked, but it's Jamal. It's not my usual type.
Things are about to get a little bit more intimate, and intimacy comes in many different forms, and you'll have a chance to explore it in whatever way feels best. Curious to learn more?
Dating unlocked. It don't have to be serious. I'm just curious.
This is Up Close and Personal, a chance for you to explore different types of intimacy. You were very forthcoming in letting us know that physical intimacy attraction maybe is a little bit more important to you sometimes. So it's gonna be up to whatever's happening here for you to determine how you wanna explore what you wanna do. So what are you thinking that you'd like to try first, and with whom?
I'll spend time with Addie first. We can probably hang out here, get to know each other a little bit more, and go from there.
Oh, wait, let's give him some space.
I was actually really surprised that Jamal chose to kind of continue along with me, knowing how he had ended things in the past. But for the moment in time, I was really happy.
Totally. I guess, I don't know, would you be open to a massage?
Sure.
Nice.
When I met Addie years ago, it was very just superficial. Everything was like, oh my God, you're hot. Like, how much do you work out, bro? And I was just like, okay, cool. Like, what's beyond that?
What do you ideally look for with a partner?
I'm a very outgoing person, but at the same time, I'm like very introverted. So I need someone that's also outgoing. They're very carefree, very free-spirited, not judgmental. Other than that, it's just about completing me on a personality level.
I think for me, ideal state would be someone who's just comfortable being in their own skin, and then, we're kind of mutual partners in a relationship if it gets to that point.
Okay.
I'd say overall, it's just kind of finding someone who I feel like mutually aligned with and have shared values, similar values. And
you think you're ready for that?
I do, I really do.
What surprised me the most about Addie, he's a lot more sentimental than he likes to come across. There's a lot more depth to him than what he gives off to the world. Remind me, did you say you were more of an open relationship person or monogamous?
More monogamy. I've only ever really fallen in love with one person. Unfortunately, they passed away a couple of years ago, so I've had some difficulties trying to, kind of reconnect.
There's a lot of just sentiment that I'd held on with Jamal in the past, and just seeing him again and just getting to talk and it just being very relaxed, it brought a lot of good memories back.
It's getting hot. Dating unlocked.
Well, you did ask for something private.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Have fun.
Thank you. So anyway, tell me more about you. And why are you single?
It's not that I'm opposed to like seeing someone more seriously, but I just feel like I haven't met somebody who, I guess, like is on that wave.
Are you ready for that?
I would say so. I think that it can be really beautiful, but I'm also not like desperate or rushing for that thing. I feel like a lot of people, they want to like satiate like loneliness, which is fine. But for me, I'm like, there's a difference in between being lonely and being ready for a relationship.
Well said, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's desperation to have someone.
Exactly.
My date with Sam was interesting because here I am on this date with this guy that has already proven to have so much substance, and I just can't stop sweating. Yeah.
And then if you have that energy, and I've been at fault for this too, right? Like you settle for less. You settle for the good-looking person that has nothing to say. But a lot of people are not communicating that. Like, for example, if you want something casual, say it.
1,000%.
Do you know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with that, and I feel like our community has kind of shamed people for doing that.
Totally.
And that's why people are not comfortable saying that they want something casual, right? It's something that you can't live without in a partner.
I think that I really do need somebody who's like observant and thoughtful. I think that leads to so many things, like taking accountability when you do something weird.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you have to be able to like have that self-awareness. I hurt this person, I didn't mean to, we talked about it. How do I make sure I don't accidentally do that without thinking in the future?
Oh, hey, so sorry. I keep interrupting all your conversations. You must be so annoyed with me at this point.
I thought you said to call you.
Okay, how was your conversation?
Great.
It's good. But I did want to ask you if I could kiss you. If that's something you'd be having.
Should I leave? Should I stay?
Did I kiss him?
This is your life. This is your story.
Stay if you want.
Don't make you as uncomfortable.
That's true.
Okay, well, I was gonna ask. I'm like, I couldn't actually tell for a little bit if there was a vibe. And so I'm curious.
I don't want to do it unnaturally. So for me, it kind of makes most sense to like talk a little bit.
And agreed, I wanted it to be authentic, but then just asking like that kind of
broke the ice.
And made it authentic.
Sometimes we're just waiting for a moment to present itself, and then you realize that sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Unless you literally speak your desires. Spontaneity is kind of overrated, and that's the key that I think a lot of people are missing. So thanks for being brave and exploring together.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, now we are getting close to decision time. So
I completely forgot about it.
Start reflecting on your experience, and I'll see you guys back at the up close and personal couch. Okay, welcome back to my couch. You both had some different experiences, intimate in different ways. You have a decision to make. In anticipation for that, this is your last opportunity to ask any final question, to get any additional clarity that you need in order to make your decision.
Okay. Could you see yourself dating me and why?
I definitely think that there is something that I'm curious about there, but I also think that it takes time.
Okay. What would the last guy you dated say about you?
I cared way too much. At the time, I was like very concerned whether or not they deeply like cared about me and liked me the way that I did, or I thought I did.
I see your gears, like, you always look like you're really thinking and pondering.
Always deep in thought, yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, the next time I will see you is at the door, and I will maybe see one of you there as well. So we've had quite a day.
We have.
And we end here at the door, which means that you've made a decision.
I have.
Was it a very easy, obvious choice for you to make?
Not at all. Mainly because they both had pros and they both had cons.
Well, when you're ready, you can go ahead and unlock that door.
Okay.
Hey.
Come join me over here. Okay, so you did choose someone in the end.
I did.
And you chose Sam.
Yes.
Tell us why.
Sam's desires were just the same as mine, and values were the same as mine. So like desiring an intellectual connection on top of a physical connection. And then in Twinster, the 3 words that he had mentioned, what were they?
I'm pretty sure they're adventurous, empathetic, and considerate or thoughtful.
Who doesn't want that?
And did you know right away that you would say yes if he chose you?
I obviously was like, oh, like this is a really cute guy, shy. But then, but also for me, it was like, I love that when we were talking, we were having conversations about things that were meaningful. You were really attentive and present. And that's such a green flag.
Yeah. Well, I'm really proud of you both for taking a risk and following through on this experience.
Thank you.
Join us for the next episode of Dating Unlocked, where we'll meet an all-new group of queers ready to unlock love. We'll see you there.
The kiss was interesting, mainly because of how ballsy Sam was in that scenario.
Kiss was good. He's definitely like into it and present in it, which I really like.
I gave Jamal a massage. My massage skills aren't that great, and I was also really nervous at the same time.
I got Addie's contact. I hope it can go further.
Twinster was fun. I definitely experienced some interesting smells during that.
It's getting hot. Dating on